Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Spade review of the Harry Hopkins Mk I. This is a rank 2 battle rated 2.3 British light tank, added as part of the, I think it was the Leviathans update, but I've not really been keeping track. I think it might have been the update before. But yeah, this is a vehicle I need to have a talk about, but I will do that in a moment. So before I begin, those of you who are new to the channel and or remember the old format, in the description below there will be links to various different things. So there'll be the Hangar section overview, which is where we talk about the vehicle in depth, the Spade Table, where you get to see exactly how the matches went and how the vehicles did throughout the Spade. Then of course there will be the gameplay, which of course is me playing and obviously talking about the vehicle. It's not the highest skill gameplay, and I'll be really honest, I did not want to record the last game. I just wanted this tank done. So, before I begin, I want to just say how torturous it was to actually spade this tank. But it was not the tank's fault. The reason for that is because it's stuck at a barrel rating that it really doesn't deserve. You could put this thing at 1.7 and it would do just fine. Keep it at rank 2 but put it at 1.7. There is no benefit to be playing this at 2.3 when you can just play something slightly higher like the Crusader, which is better in every single metric apart from like raw thickness around the gun mantlet, but even then. Obviously the gun is the same, and obviously this is just an oversized Tetrarch, so it does have decent mobility, but like I said, I don't see why this thing should be sat at 2.3. I definitely think it would be better if it was sat at a BR around 1.7 with scouting. There are definitely better British light tanks that you could put in. Obviously I'm not going to name a few off the top of my head because I don't have any on the top of my head, but this vehicle is definitely overtiered and should not be facing 3.3, but that's my opinion. So let's get into the Hangar section overview and let's talk about the vehicle. So obviously light tanks don't typically want to use a lot of armor, but it actually has pretty okay raw thickness at 38mm across the front and the lower glacis. The front of the turret is exactly the same, with it being 38 overlapped over the gun mantlet, and I think there's another layer behind this? Yeah, there is, but obviously a lot of that is just open space, because that's where the gun breech and everything is, so it's only 38, it's not a great gun mantlet. Now I know what you're thinking, 38mm of front armor, what if I angle this thing? No, don't bother, because you have 14mm here. Yeah, and as you can see, effective thickness 20mm, pretty much everything's going to punch through that, so yeah, don't bother with that. Just going to turn off the external armor because all of it is just tracks and everything. Side armor is 14mm, which is pretty much the same as the Tetrarch. The 14mm around the turret ring as well. 16mm of turret armor, and obviously we do have a spot where you can actually kill this thing with HE just up here, and that will overpressure it, but you don't need to do that, just shoot here. And the rear armor is 14 to 10mm thick. The top of the tank is 7, and as previously mentioned, the roof is 4. Now, I don't know the floor thickness armor, but you could probably kill this thing with a decent sized HE round. So let's go over to the engine and let's take a look at that. We have a 165 horsepower engine propelling the 8.6 ton tank to a top speed of 29.7 miles per hour. Not bad, but stock you will feel it. Trust me, this thing does not like to get up and go. As for the transmission, we can get up to 29.7 miles per hour forwards and 2.7 backwards. This is another one of those British tanks that doesn't like to, well, fall back. So, yeah. You do get a smoke grenade launcher, which is just up here on the side of the turret, which, you know, it looks something questionable, but you only get 10 grenades, so just bear that in mind. As for the gun, I'm not really going to go into detail on this because it is a 2-pounder. We know this gun pretty well. Pretty decent reload rate, decent enough damage, and, you know, it's a rapid-fire cannon. And if we go over to the shells quickly, we do have a decent bit, and I actually recommend maining the APHE on this thing, because whilst it will struggle to kill more stuff if you're in 3.3 matches, like I was, you still want that post-penetration and potential more damage from the APHE. But once you unlock the APCBC, seriously main it, like, use the APT HE until you get to this, and then have that as your backup. Use this primarily, because this will carry you throughout the first part of the Spade. Makes it a lot easier. But overall, the armor's not too bad. The mobility's not too bad. The gun's not too bad. You're noticing a pattern here, aren't you? I just feel that for a 2.3 tank, which is 0.4 below a Crusader, this doesn't bring enough to the table to warrant it being at 2.3. That's just my take on it. But I digress. There'll probably be more British light tanks added as part of the updates as we go along. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend playing this tank at the minute. I would wait till it drops in VR, but that's my take on it. Anyway, let's go take a look at that Spade Table and see how the vehicle did. See you in a second. And welcome to the table. Those of you who have missed my tables will absolutely love this, but of course, this is how I do all my Spade reviews. I don't do premium reviews like this because at the end of the day, I'll use premiums more than I will tech tree vehicles because it's just an easier way of getting SL and everything. So I will point out, before I begin, and I should have probably put a note up here, most of my matches, bar Battle 10 and Battle 9, were all max up tiers to 3.3. So you can imagine playing this tank in a max up tier where you don't really get as much as you think you would. Like, you don't get as many kills, you don't get as many penetrations with your targets, and obviously the 2-pounder, and even with the APHE, once I unlocked it, I think I unlocked it by about Battle 3. Yeah, it didn't go particularly well. But the main battles we'll be talking about is Battle 5 and Battle 10. So Battle 5 is going to be the game you see today. It's quite a long bit of gameplay, but still. I will obviously have edited it a bit so that it's not too long, but I digress. 0 air kills, 4 ground kills, 5 assists, most of those from scouting, 1 cap, didn't die, 8,326 SL, 2,501 RP, and that got me a decent chunk of upgrades. And then, of course, Battle 10 is the one that I could not be bothered to record because I just wanted the tank done. And to be brutally honest, it was a bit dishonest if I was to show this because, like, that just makes it seem like the tank is amazing. But as you can see up here, 000, 010, blah, blah, blah. You can obviously pause the video and read this yourself. That's why it's here. But Battle 10 was 0 air kills, 8 ground kills, 1 assist, no caps, did die, 6,921 SL, 2,650 RP, and that was the match that I needed to spade it. That was to unlock the APHV round, which, don't bother with that. It's not really worth it. But yeah, like I said, I don't think this is particularly a bad tank. I just think it's sat at the wrong BR. And facing 3.3 tanks like Shermans and T-34s, it just can't handle it. A Crusader can, because a Crusader's lower profile, more trollish armor, has more bounce spots. You see my reasoning. Yes, it has the same gun as the Harry Hopkins, but personally, I just don't see the appeal in it. So yeah, if I was to personally say, just skip the Harry Hopkins until it gets lower BR, probably won't because not many people will play this thing, but I digress. But yeah, it only took 10 battles to spade it, but it definitely felt like it took longer is all I'll say, and I did not enjoy the spade, but it's not the tank's fault. It's more down to Gaijin, that is. But anyway, I'm going to leave you all to it for today. I'm going to hand you over to the gameplay in just a second, which will just be me on, I think it's Attica, if the map... That's Battle 5, I think it's Attica, if memory serves. But yeah, I'll hand you over to the gameplay now. Hope you enjoyed seeing this tank reviewed, and I'll see you all next time. Well, so far my impressions of this tank are not positive, but a lot of that is not down to the tank. It's got some quirks about it, like it's decently mobile as we can see. It's, you know, it's got a good gun, which we know the 2-pounder is a good gun. I don't know, something feels off about it. Hold on, do I have a shot on you? Are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me? There we go. Sheesh, Gaijin. German machine gun blocks a 2-pounder round. I hear something. Scout? What is that? I'm hoping he's occupied. It is. There we go. Finish him off with the machine gun. Okay, reverse. One thing I have noticed with this tank, folks, is the teams are god-awful. And you always, and I'm not joking, you always get 3-3 matches. I've had nothing but 3-3 games this entire Spade. Which, as you can imagine, that doesn't make spading a tank with a stock 2-pounder particularly easy. Okay, let's have a look around. Because I've been trying to like play it different ways, and so far like the hang back sort of support tank seems to be the best way to play it. But even then, your teams fall apart most of the time. So yeah, I'm gonna make my way back over to the other side because I know this isn't like high aggressive gameplay and stuff like that, but unfortunately, given that I'm in 3-3 matches all the time, there is only so much I can do. Okay, he's dead. Oh no. Did I get the gunner? No. So back up, back up, back up. Scout him.
Victory is near.
Teammates should be able to finish that off. If he has an angle, that is. I'm not taking any more risks. That shell should have killed it. I'm just going to leave it for my teammate to destroy. Now we need to back up. Okay, check that side. We're good. 2 lots of artillery. I didn't expect that. Where's he gone? Hello, Matilda. How are you doing today? So yeah, like I say, I apologise for this not being like high intense gameplay and stuff like that, but unfortunately, when you're stuck with a tank that gets 3-3 games consistently, has no real armour, unlike the Crusader. I mean, it has raw thickness thicker than the Crusader, but it's not enough to make a difference. Great, my Matilda's just gone down. Is that friendly? Yeah, it is. So I'm just going to sit here and chill with my 15 degrees of gun depression. So where's that? Well, I know the AA is behind there, so let me scout him. We'll get an assist anyway, but there we go. Nice, 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 nice. Scout target damaged. Scout target destroyed. Excellent. I'm going to go back to covering the B point. It looks like they sort of know where I am. So I'm going to wait. But like I said, this tank is unfortunately just stuck with some of the worst luck I've seen in a long time for a tank. Constant 3-3 matches. Constant, shall we say, bad teams. That's the politest way I can put it. It's not really the tank's fault. This tank does have potential. I know it does. I can feel it in its metal bones. So I'm going to head over and deal with this tank destroyer that's camping in our spawn. I'm not sure why he's gone up there, but I think I can get to him up here. I've just got to be careful because this is extremely open. That's one thing I will say about this Attica map. I don't particularly like it. I don't think it's a bad map. I just think it's a flawed map. And yep, we've been shot at. Obviously, I can't get to him from here. But I think I can get around, because looking at the minimap, there's an entrance here. But I can hear whatever it is. It sounds like it's got a weak engine. There. Panzerjäger. Got him. Okay, someone's on B. Ooh, plane. Can we get a 2-pounder anti-aircraft mode? No, we can't. Why was he up here? Attacking from up here only covers the spawn map. We're not about that life. Oh, there's multiple vehicles there. Okay. Let's scout him. How the fuck do you see me?
The enemy is controlling most of the zones.
Right, okay. We'll do this the old-fashioned way then. Scout you. It's BT-7M. Nice. Good kill, Joe. Good kill. With a stock, well, mostly stock 2-pounder. I've got the APHE unlocked, and honestly, I think it's the shell you should main for this tank. That's not a joke neither. It's not a particularly great shell, because obviously it does have a little bit low penetration compared to what you used to, but to be really honest, I definitely think it's worth running it. There's the Marder. That's a poor shot. Non-penetration. Obviously we do not have access to high explosive rounds, so that's something to bear in mind. His crew must be insane. Got the loader. That's okay. We can scout him now. Yeah, I'm having to play this pretty passively. I hear something. Plane. Scout you. See, even though I'm not particularly doing a lot, the fact that I'm scouting these guys is very important. Oh, that was a frame drop then. Jesus, Gaijin. He thinks I'm going to fall for that again. I'm not. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah, this gun just doesn't have the accuracy. Okay. There's something there. I've just seen a glimpse of it. I didn't see it properly. There. Can I get a shot? Okay, I kind of did. I was hoping to get a shot with the anti-tank gun then, but nope, that's fine. So yeah, if I'm going to suggest anything, if you really want to play this tank, spade it in AB. I'll be brutally honest, spade it in AB. You're probably going to have a better time with it there. Increased turret traverse, increased, you know, mobility. I think that would benefit it more. Okay, I don't know where that Marder's gone, but we can't sit here all day, so let's move. Where the fuck is he? He's going to be in that rubble somewhere. But I think my teammate's about to flank him. Air support coming in. See if they can provide us some insight. No. Teammate coming in from behind. He might see the Marder. Because I don't see the Marder. I know he has a bush on, but I do not see it. The moment that teammate gets on that cap, that's going to start ticking a time bomb for that Marder. Because I last saw him behind that pillar. There he is. Can't quite get a shot on him, unfortunately. But I've scouted him. That should help. Nice. Marder's down. I'm going to have a nosy at that guy's player card, I must admit. Because his crew must have been extremely high level. Just scouted that guy. I'm not going to make it to that cap. Unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. Okay, thanks Fokker. Let's get a move on. Okay, C's under threat. Let's make our way towards C. Like I said, I do apologise for this not being the best gameplay of this vehicle. And, you know, I can only do so much in a vehicle that I get 3v3 matches in constantly. And, you know, I've had to stock grind this thing, so, yeah. Okay. So... I'm going to risk it for a biscuit and head towards that C point. Can we get a 10 case out of this thing? We will soon find out. I've got an AA to serve as a distraction. I'm going to let him go first. Does he have eyes on? I don't see anything. Look, medium tank marked. Bombs. Nice. Good work, team. Let's move in and get that cat, because we need all the points we can get to reset, or actually spade this thing. Okay, teammates alerted me to that, so... Nope, scout failed. That's unfortunate. Ooh, this match has been a bit stressful, I must admit. Let's have a quick nosy at that Ender BV dude. Okay, that explains it. Number 100. Huh. Yeah, I see no reason to play this thing over a Crusader, I must admit. Like, what does it bring to the table over a Crusader? Quite literally nothing. I don't see a reason to play this thing. And that is game. It's probably the best match I'm going to get out of this damn thing. Still, the power of scouting, folks. It goes a long way. Still, I don't think that was particularly bad. I just don't think this tank is worth playing over a Crusader at its current BR. If this tank goes down to 2.0, 1.7, etc., I think it'd be better. But for now, it should not be 2.3.